So are men intimidated by successful women?
You're going to need a lot of guys to chime in on this one.
Yeah, Erin seems to think they are. We're going to dive into the DMs. You can always message us at Ben and Kelly Show. Got this one from Erin.
She says, hey guys, I need to vent and ask a question to your listeners. Why are successful women less attractive to men? She says, I'm 32, single. I think of myself as an attractive gal. I've got a nice house, nice car, but I can't seem to keep a guy.
Oh.
I really think men are threatened by my success. I'm convinced if I wasn't a, quote, independent woman with a great job and career, I'd be with someone. My good friend thinks a part of it is because I focus too much on my career and not putting enough effort into the relationship, but that can't be the only thing, right? Would any man admit to being intimidated by this, or are other women experiencing the same thing? Thanks, and I love your show.
Wow. Okay, so I think immediately I go to Rebecca from Ted Lasso. She's successful. Her character, she owns and runs the soccer club. In the hit Apple show Ted Lasso, and so she is single and very successful.
Did we go straight to Ted Lasso for advice?
I did.
Is that where we did?
I did.
We just went straight to Ted Lasso.
But I'm not a woman, and I'm not like a successful woman who's single, so I don't know if I can answer this. I mean, you're a career-driven person, Kelly, but I did
have quite an issue finding. I didn't meet my person until I was, into my 30s, and because all through my 20s, I think. My situation was unique because of my job. I think it scared a lot of people off. Like, I don't want to be pulled into, like, if you talk about me on, like, a lot of guys, I think, were afraid I was going to put them on blast on the radio.
I mean, do you think it was like, okay, it was less than about you being successful morning radio host and more about you just being on a radio station like DJX, which I think, yes,
that's what makes my situation unique. Okay. I don't know if I just had some other job where I was like a high powered corporate person, if that would have been the same kind of situation. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I think your friend is onto something a little bit, at least, where you are probably a success because you were very career driven and you've been able to climb the ladder of your industry, and you didn't have time for other things
plants need water. So you also relationships need attention. So if you admittedly haven't been putting a lot of effort or energy into relationships in the past, that's probably more of the problem than what you do for a living.
Lisa texts in and says, girl, yes, this is a problem. I had a male friend tell me that I will have a hard time finding a relationship because I don't need a man.
Oh, wow.
You know what? And that is interesting that she says that, because it's like, I don't know, do guys
like to be the providers and they like to be needed?
Right.
Yeah.
And so if they're not in that position, if like the female doesn't need the guy to, have a successful life, career, et cetera, whatever, then is it harder for guys
for their ego?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I can see that for some men, but I think more importantly is, do you have like a strong enough connection with someone? I think the rest of the stuff just doesn't matter. It's all about whatever kind of connection you guys have. If you have enough in common, I think the rest of it just kind of falls into place, doesn't it? Or is that just a naive romantic?
I think a little bit of a romantic in you, yes. And you know what? This is another great point. Allison texts in and says, maybe the personality that's making you a successful person could be perceived as kind of, bitchy, kind of, pushy, determined. I think there are other adjectives for that.
If you're very confident
and
sure of yourself, maybe a little set in your ways, I think a lot of it is good when you're looking at this kind of an issue. Self-reflection has always got to be a big part of it. If you seem to be the common thread in a string of, relationships that are not lasting, then you got to kind of look at yourself and say, okay, what can I maybe be doing differently to break the pattern?
But you know what, Erin? I think you keep doing your own thing, and if you, and it'll come. I think
the right guy's going to appreciate everything about you,
right?
And everything that you have worked for, and are going to celebrate that with you and be proud of you for what you've done. And I think, it's really going to come down to just finding the right guy.
Yeah. So yeah, Erin, I don't know if that helps you at all, unless it is just to say, hey, keep your head up. You'll find someone, and you keep doing you, and it'll come.
And I will tell you, it will be worth the wait. I had to wait a long time. I thought he was never going to show up in my life, and he did, and it's well worth the wait.
So there you go.
Just got to be patient.
All right. Thanks, Erin.